Hey guys, I'm at the property. I'm going to put a little feed out, put a camera up to check an area. I got to put a flag up to mark an area where I'm going to put up a hunting stand. But I have an email that was sent to me. I want to share with you. It's pretty interesting. I think that was a limb falling. Let me turn this around. All right. I got a camera in that bag. That's ground acorns on top of some corn. Check out them boots. These are some boots that I'm doing a review on, and I'm working on that as well. So you guys, I'll have that review up. It'll take me probably a week to get it completed. But if you're looking for some boots and you want another option outside of what you normally purchase, check out that review. I'll be posting it. Should be about a week. These boots are really comfortable. Super quiet. You're insulated, waterproof, and it's really, so far, really nice. God, this is heavy. I didn't realize how heavy it was going to be adding the ground acorns to it. Here, let me stand by just 1 second. I've got to turn my screen on. I got it set to turn off in 15 seconds. Sorry about that. I check my screen frequently to make sure it's still recording. And to make sure I've got the camera pointed in the right direction if I do see something. I marked this spot back here, and I just took my foot and the heel of my boot and I carved an arrow in the dirt of where to go in the woods. But I got it marked on my GPS too. I'm going to be putting a ground blind up back here. This spot is about 200 yards from a bedding area. I'm not going to go up and get right up on their bedding area, because for one thing, it's just not fair. Oh, hold on, phone call. Sorry about that. My stepson, he's called me twice. He'll let it ring once and he'll hang up. It rang twice that time, and then he hung up. I figured if it's important, he'll let it ring until I answer. But as I was saying, there's a bedding area about 200 yards further past this particular spot that I want to put a blind up. There's my arrow there. And I don't want to get any closer because it's not right to be hunting where the deer are sleeping. They wake up, take a few steps away from the bed, and they get shot. And that's just not right. I'm not sure if I'm going the right direction. And my phone's ringing again. Stand by. Alright, sorry about that. I'm sure it'll ring again before I make it another 25 feet. I'm not sure I'm going the right direction. This wasn't the area, I don't think. Let me check my map, my GPS. I'm pretty close. I'm not right on it yet. It's a little further. I didn't have any marking tape with me the day that I found this spot, and so I just marked it on my GPS. I think it's right there in that. It's under a bush. I'm going to put a blind in it, and then I got to do a little cutting and clearing so that I have some open shots. I think this is it right here. Yep, there's my arrow. Right there. Right on the other side of this. Got to bring my pruners in here and open up a spot. I'm going to put the blind right behind this limb right here. Right here is where I'm going to sit. And I'm going to have a little shooting lane right here. There's a few little spots with a little bit of trimming. I'll have some openings. Take down these two little blackjacks right here and a couple of twigs, and I've got almost 90 yards right there. But there's a lot of deer activity right here where I'm at. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the camera up. I'm going to hang a flag right here, and then we'll put out some vittles and see what's coming through. some flags up right here. Just to mark where my spot is at. I'll put one right here in this tree. Okay. There we go. Now this is just until I can get back here and put the trail markers out here. Okay, I can see that big marker pretty easy. Should be an orange flag over there somewhere. And I'm not seeing it. There it is, straight through there. Okay. All right. So we need a straight shot. Okay. I'm going to put one right here in this tree. Then I want to share that email with you. Just a second. All right, there we go. I'm just trying to cut time, you guys. I've seen people put flags on tree limbs before. So there's really no need in showing that. So go from this way. I need to cut these vines. I plan on coming in here and opening this little trail up before hunting season starts. I'm going to put one right here. I'll put it here. This little twig. Alright, there we go. That way it's somewhat easier to find my path until I get this ouch. Oh, that's got briars. Right on my leg. Alright, we're going to fix that. Yeah, that one got me. There's my marker. So, I'm going to put one more up. Guess I'm going to hang it right. I'll put it right here on this little tree. Oh. Now we're going back to the truck. There's a pretty loud break right back in there somewhere. As soon as I was tying that ribbon, it could have just been a dead tree falling over. They don't normally fall when there's no wind. And there's not much of a breeze at all today. I just don't want a bear to be up there climbing around between me and the truck. I just want to get a little closer where I can see the truck, and then I'll mount the camera. And I want to share this email with you. Right back over there is where that sound was. Some more broken limbs right here on this tree. Could have been an animal. Pretty sure. That far away from the truck? Oh, it's closer than that. Here, let me mount the camera right here. I want to share this email with you. Alright, I'm going to speak loud enough. I hope the camera gets it because I don't have my microphone with me. I'm looking for the email now. I copied it and pasted it to my notebook and my phone. Alright, he did the where you talk to your phone and it texts out what you're saying. That's how he wrote this. And then he came back and added punctuation, so it's a little bit rough, but it's I'm going to do the best I can with it. I read it twice because a couple of spots stumbled me up, and I'm not the best reader in the world, you guys. But anyway, I cannot use his name, so we'll call him Jack, just to make it simple. All right. He says, Donnie, this is Jack, and I am a member of your YouTube channel, and I had a very wild encounter I would like to share with you. My two boys and I went hunting on my great-uncle's ranch in northwest Texas in 2016 or 2017. There were 3 deer shot early that morning. My youngest son got his first buck, which was a fine 8-point. We dressed it out, and I had the cape and the 2 front legs in a rucksack. I'm not sure if that's right. R-U-C-K, rucksack. But I had the cape and the 2 front legs in a rucksack to have it mounted for him. The legs were going to be used as a gun mount, and as an ongoing joke, I put the testicle sack around the handle to the hoist winch. Sorry guys. I know exactly what he's referring to. I had this done to me one time. What he's referring to is, I believe the proper term is the scrotum, the sack the testicles are in. The winch that you've turned to crank your deer up, pull him up so that you can clean him, the handle on it. Some hunters, they cut the scrotum sack off and they'll slide it over the handle, and the next hunter that comes up to clean a deer grabs a hold of that sack. And I grabbed one before. I know what that's like, and it's gross. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm sorry. It's just funny. Anyway, he says, we do this every year whenever the first buck is harvested. By 2 o'clock that afternoon, I think he meant to say about 2 o'clock that afternoon, all of us were in the woods hunting and the camp was empty. We returned just after sundown to find many of our campmates walking around the cleaning shack in bewilderment. Someone had came through and destroyed the deer cleaning shack. Nothing was taken except for the head, the legs, and the testicle sack. The meat was dumped on the ground and the cooler was tossed across the parking area. It took a while, but one of the men there had noticed huge human footprints throughout the area. All of us are believers in the Bigfoot, and most of us have had run-ins with them except for me. I know they're real, and I don't want to see one for confirmation. We couldn't understand why it destroyed our cleaning shack and only took the head, the legs, and the testicle sack. But a few weeks ago, I was sharing this story with my neighbor and his wife. His wife is Native American, and she claims that she has had many run-ins with these things, and this is what she said. You have desecrated the deer by placing the sack on the winch handle, so it took the body parts that I was going to get mounted for my son. She said that is why it didn't take the meat, but it dumped it on the ground to tarnish it so that you couldn't eat it. I know this sounds a bit out of sorts, but it's exactly what we experienced. I would like to hear what you have to say about this. Do you think my neighbor's wife is right? I don't mind if you share this story because I am interested in hearing other thoughts on this. Please don't share my name or my email. I'm employed by the blank blank and I'm only 2 years away from retirement, and I am not going to risk my pension for anybody or anything. I'm another brother of Standing Goat's family. And he signs off by saying, P.S. I had to use speech to text to write this, and then I corrected the punctuation before copying it to email, so I'm sorry if spelling errors make it hard to read. Jack. Anyway, I'm not laughing at what happened to you, Jack. It just, when I read that for the very first time, it cracked me up to the point I had tears coming out of my eyes. I couldn't stop laughing. And I've had the same experience. What he's referring to for you non-hunters, a lot of people, if one of your children has their first harvest, or a new hunter he bags his first buck, they'll have the head mounted, and they'll take the front legs from the knee down, and they'll have them mounted, and they'll have them turned with the feet facing up, like that, bent up, and it serves as a gun rest. You can lay a rifle or shotgun across it, and I had a set given to me one time, and it was really cool, but I ended up getting rid of them later. It's just not for me. It's not my thing. But anyhow, that's the reason for keeping the front legs. It makes sense, in my opinion, if these beings, if their job is to maintain wildlife, to manage the wildlife, then it would make sense that they would be very upset that you desecrated an animal. Not you harvested him for meat, which is, that's part of our right. We're allowed to do that. These beings harvest these animals for meat as well, but there's a proper way to do it, and just look at it as your beloved dog or your cat, an animal, a pet you've had. He's part of your family. You love him. One day he passes away. All right, you reach out. There's an individual or a company that says, hey, we'll come pick up your beloved animal, and we will take him and put him back to the earth. We'll perform a ritual, a funeral, to return him back to the soil in which he came. You trust him. You turn that animal over to him, your beloved pet. Then you find out that guy went and chopped the legs and the head off and had him mounted as a trophy. I would be ballistic. I would blow a fuse, and it would probably cost me my freedom for the remaining days of my life. It would anger me that bad. So if these beings, if their job is to take care of the wildlife, and I don't think that's the case, but if it is, and they see what you've done to one of these animals, you got him for meat, but then you got all the body parts, and you're playing jokes with the body parts, that would desecrate the animal. I can see that, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, my thoughts on it. But any of you, the rest of you, if you have any input you'd like to share with him, I'm sure, I don't know if he'll respond and tell you who he is, but he will be reading the comments. So if you have any ideas as to why they came in and did that to their camp, and they didn't take the meat, they just dumped it on the ground, got it dirty. And for those that have cleaned deer, cleaned any type of meat animals before, if you get dirt on it, it's ruined. You just about can't get it off. It's an impossible task. Even a little sprinkle of sand, you lose so much meat because you have to cut it off. It doesn't wash off. It doesn't rub off. It sticks to the silver skin that's in the tissue, and you can't get it out. It's impossible. And by dumping all the meat, that entire deer out on the ground, on the dirt, there's not much they can do with that but feed it to their animals, their dogs. And anyhow, that's just my 2 cents. But if you have anything you can contribute to our brother to kind of give him some insight on your opinions, and some of you may know exactly why this happened. And if you do, just share it in the comments below for him if you don't mind. Folks, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. I got to get out of here. I've got to go up and put some flags out at the home site. We're supposed to have a site evaluation today. I don't have a lot of faith that that's going to happen. We've had several dates for the evaluation. Nobody's called or showed up yet. And we're going on, I don't know how many months. But anyhow, I'm going to go up and put a few flags out where the home's supposed to be, and then I'm leaving. I'm not waiting any longer. I've been here all morning. Sorry about the noise, you guys. Bear with me. Come on. Going to get my screen. Something just moved right there. It was light colored like a deer. And I heard it. And as soon as I looked, I seen it going toward the right. My trail is to the right. This is the trail we're on. Could be a coyote. We don't have any light colored bears up here. But anyhow, I'm leaving. That's enough for me. A deer ain't gonna bother you, but a coyote will. And I've got a group of 4 I got on camera right back over here at this other camera last week, or week before last. Oh, there's a truck right there. It's hard to see through that brush. Can you guys hear that? It's going back this way now. It's going toward the road. Y'all have a good day. God bless you. I love you. And I'll absolutely see you very soon. I'm out of here.